Hello and what's up? I fucked up. I messed up again. This is day 88, 89, and 90. It's actually day 90 of the 180-day challenge to upload a YouTube video every day. I messed it up. It's also so one of the reasons is Kelsey was out of town for 7 days. She was up in Washington visiting family, Idaho visiting family. She just got back, and I'm actually she got back yesterday or late Wednesday night technically. Today is Friday, so Thursday, day 89, was the only day I had to just hang out with her all day long, and so I wanted to do that. But it's amazing all the self work you can do, all of the meditation and growth mindset type crap that you can ingest and do, and all the I watch tons of videos about relationships and everything, and communication, read books about it, but still manage to just royally mess it up. So Kelsey was talking about her having an argument with her brother about having who was more narcissistic and whether or not either of them were narcissists, or I don't know what the argument exactly was, but I basically just without even thinking, like passively agreed with there was going to be a caveat on it. I was like, you are a bit narcissistic, but the caveat, the end of that sentence, the end of that thought was going to be narcissistic when you communicate with your brother. Like they communicate, they both just want to talk over each other constantly, and they're both just waiting for the other one to stop talking to let the other one start. So that was going to be the total thought, but all the farther I got was you are a bit of a narcissist, and it was game over. Yeah, there was no coming back from that one. Apparently, I don't know what it was. It was definitely Kelsey is an angel, like 95% of the time. But whatever happened, that was a triggering one. Apparently, and then I don't know whatever caused it, but then of course when someone's really emotionally, has an intense emotion about something, you've really upset them, then like they tend to do whatever the thing is that they're upset about. So it was like all I could do in the world to not be like, that's what a narcissist would say. But I tried my best. I've done better and better at communicating, but you just can't, no matter how hard you work, it's always, no matter how well you're doing internally with yourself, you go out in the world and people have their own shit going on, and it's just never it's never going to be perfect. There's always going to be friction and turbulence. But anyways, that was a total tangent from here, but I guess it's important. It's one of those things that would have, is tempting to kind of derail me from having intense discipline about certain things. Like it makes me, I hate drama. I hate stress in a relationship. I hate fighting. I want nothing to do with it. I want to spend as much of my life happy, calm, peaceful, chill, excited as possible. I don't want to dwell on negative emotions. If I can go from, really, really mad to like, okay, let's forgive, forget, let's move on, and go forward really quickly, because I just think it's such a skill. I did not used to be able to do that when I was younger and in relationships in the past. I would get in a fight with someone, and after the fight, be angry for hours and think of a million different things that I'm going to say to them and have like a conversation, inside my head about what I want to say to them or how it's going to go or how to convince them that I was right or whatever it is. And I have gotten much, much better over, many years. And when I was even younger, when I was in my teenage years, like, yeah, I'd have a fight or something with my parents, and I would be angry for days, for 1 or 2 days. And over the course of time, have developed skills to, because I want to live in bliss, happiness, chillness, joy, because that's a goal of mine, to spend as much time in those good emotions as possible. I've learned a lot of different things to allow me to pull myself out of that. And the number one thing is just shut your mind off and stop telling yourself negative stories. Stop saying bad things about the other person. Stop thinking negative things. Um, stop, try so hard to just stop thinking. And, if you're going to tell yourself a story, tell a positive story about the other person. Make it not their fault. Take ownership and just let it go. As soon as you take ownership, it feels within your control. And as soon as it's in your control, you can just choose to let it go. The other person might not be open to that idea, but I think if it's some random person, you can always walk away. If someone you deeply care about and you're in a relationship with, then you can just work towards them adopting that kind of mentality as well. And even if they don't ever change or adopt it or whatever, at least it will definitely diffuse the situation and make it be shorter and better in every single way. And at least you won't say anything that you regret, and you won't say anything hurtful or mean or shitty, which is something I did for the vast majority of my life, and would not say that I'm immune to doing now. I'm very good about it, but I'm very good about it, at least relative to how I used to be. But I really, really try to never say even minorly hurtful things out of anger and negative emotions. It fucks you up more than it fucks them up, and it can really, it really hurts other people as well. But it does something toxic to you, something poisonous to you. And I've only just realized that that applies to even just thoughts out in the wild. I was so terrible about thinking bad things about people, especially when I was driving. I mean, when I was driving, the things I thought about people were horrible, just unforgivable, nasty things, especially in Florida, especially when someone like egregiously endangers my life by just sheer stupidity. So it was super hard not to say really negative things about them, but it's been getting easier and easier. It just has an enormously positive effect on every part of your life. Being indifferent to what other people are doing around you and not letting them affect you is like probably pretty obvious to many people out there, but an abundantly helpful thing. And I used to know that. I used to be that way. That used to be the person that I was. I used to not give a shit about anything. And it was just happy, go lucky all the time. And I just, became more cynical and grumpy as I was getting older. And it's not where it's at. Being cynical isn't intelligent. It's not smart at all. Like, not trusting people is bullshit. That's it. People think like, oh, like I'm street smart, I'm wise, I don't trust anybody. No, you trust everybody, and then sometimes you get burned unless they're you develop a radar. If they're giving off, you don't trust everybody. Sorry, that was a bit absurd. There's people that are obviously not trustworthy, but it's you. They're in the very small minority, and if it's nothing major, then just roll the dice on it. Most people, I think, are generally quite trustworthy, and become more trustworthy the more you trust them. If you think what you think about people really does manifest. If you give the trust to someone and really like let them be vulnerable in some way, you set yourself up to be vulnerable in some way, and it's obvious to both parties involved, they'll usually make an extra effort to honor you. But I don't really know what I have to say today other than that, just thinking about relationships and how to be the best partner, son, in the future, husband, father, grandson, friend that I can be, because I'm realizing that I mean, not just realizing, I have known for a long time that my biggest deficit in life right now is having a good community of like-minded people around me that want to pursue the same things, and I want to cultivate that and get new relationships and also foster all of the, old relationships in my life that I really value. And just I think we've lost, I have surface level contact with so many people, but we've lost, you know, having abundance of deep relationships. And I think it's kind of silly to worry about all of the other health stuff that I enjoy talking and thinking about without aggressively, addressing the fact that well, for the last 10, 12 days, I've just been in monk mode, which is a different mode to be in. I wanted to be intensely alone and just be narcissistic and focus entirely on myself and my body. And, I've been doing a ton of breath work and meditation. If you've been following along, you probably know that or annoyed with me talking about it. But um, yeah, I want to graduate from that monk mode to low battery to connection mode. That's the next phase. But anyways, I will be coming out with some videos of what it's like to travel on airlines, and I'll film my travels to Idaho. It'll be a lot less hectic than my travels to that music festival, Shambhala, because that was brutal. We were the missed flights and having to rent vehicles and drive 8-9 hours was a lot. So, anyways, lots of love, and I will see you on the next one. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being a part of this, and I look forward to making these videos much, much better and much more exciting. Just trying to, honor the challenge that I've made to myself to put something out every day. So I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here.